All righty. So good morning. I'm Judge Case Johnson. This is the misdemeanor preliminary hearing. Calendar today is January the 9th at 8:30 a.m. When I call the calendar, please make your announcements. Adrian and Kayla.
Yes, Your Honor. That case was received in our office.
So it's accused.
It has not been accused. We're the second charge, the obstruction charge, we're trying to figure out what's going on, but it has been received.
It has been. Let me hold on. Let me turn my volume up. Maybe I can't hardly hear. All right. I'm sorry. Now start again.
It has been received in our office, Your Honor. So it's on a TS waiting to be CR.
Okay. So it has a TS number.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
In your honor, we would just request a hearing or request that it be given a state court number so we can follow it and keep it in our system.
Your Honor, as I previously stated, when speaking with Attorney Lane, I informed him that it will be accused. And so what the state tried to do, Your Honor, to be candid with the court, because of so many cases, we tried to receive them and accuse them so that we don't have as many hearings. But as the court is aware, it's very lengthy. And I understand Mr. Attorney Lane's position, but also they could speak to their clients as well and see what cases we can have waived. However, it just appears that they're just waiting for us to directly accuse all these cases or either have hearings when they could speak with their clients and actually have it waived, or as the court had indicated, maybe some other motions that could be filed so that their clients are not sitting. So our office has done our due diligence to try to receive them in and to get them accused so that we're not sitting here all day, because it's a very lengthy calendar here.
And Judge, a lot of these folks have been arrested. It's been over 30 days or around 30 days. They've had all that time to get a state court number on these ones and get them accused if that's what they want to do.
And I think also it's important for Attorney Lane to understand there's a process, and it's not as easy as he may believe it is to receive these cases in. It doesn't just happen where a defendant is arrested and it automatically comes to our office. There's things that has to be done to prepare every case file to make sure that we have enough to actually accuse it.
Okay. How many people are on this calendar? All right. So this is what I want to happen. And you guys can decide how you do it. But Attorney Lane, if you can identify first, let's talk about the cases that are accused already so that we don't even have a discussion about that. So what cases are actually accused? Can you tell
me? So the cases that I have, Your Honor, that are received, I don't know if they have been accused. I was out of the office yesterday. I just have my notes that they have been received. But as far as a CR number, I can't say for sure to the court.
Okay. All right. Tell me which ones have the
TS number. That'll be position number 1, Kayla Adrian. Arnold Bruce. I'm sorry, Arnold Bruce. Corey Atkinson. That case is actually, we're going to AD that case. We received it after the statute of limitations. So
statute of limitations?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to dismiss that one?
Yes, Your Honor. That will be dismissed.
And which one was that?
Corey Atkinson. So it won't have a case number because it will be administratively dismissed prior to the CR.
Okay. Okay.
Harry Barley. Robert Brown.
Okay.
Nathaniel Bronson, I did receive a few emails from Lister and Ho, and I did inform Attorney Lane. The state will be asking for this case to be transferred to Superior Court preliminary hearing because of the false statement. It's a felony on his face. So our office did not receive it in because we didn't want to delay the process.
Okay.
So
And-
still,
Your Honor, I don't know if you would let us to be heard on this with him. It's my understanding from speaking with his family that he is mentally ill, diagnosed with schizophrenia, and they're requesting or hoping he could be released into their custody. I've been speaking with his sister who lives in New York. He's unable to bond out because he has an Alabama ID, and of course, that's not going to work here in Georgia.
Does he
Yeah.
reside here, Mr. Lane?
Yeah, he had been here in this area, and we're in the process of trying to find out which family member could pick him up. It's my understanding it'd be his mother.
and Your Honor, the state will argue that it would be appropriate for either counsel to file a motion to allow the state, especially with these particular charges.
He's
But
only charged with
also-
false statements? That's the only
He's charged
charge?
with theft by receiving stolen property, criminal trespass, and false statements. But the state would then further argue that
How long has he been in jail?
Well, let me see here. Trying to get over to that. I've got a full screen here.
it appears that he has been in custody since November the 18th, 2023.
November 18th?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, I'll take that. We'll come back to that one. Right, go ahead and continue on, please.
Yes, sure. Simone Calloway, and I apologize if I'm pronouncing that name wrong, excuse me.
You said that's a TS or not?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay.
So I'm just calling I believe the court wanted me to indicate which ones was a TS, so I'm just only
Yes,
calling
ma'am.
those.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Donald Campbell,
Okay,
Alicia Carney,
okay,
Sanchez Corona,
okay.
Derek Crossley,
Okay. Mhm.
I would just need to hold for Xavier Daniel, Your Honor, so
Okay.
I can just update on that.
Okay. Well, you know what, since we're doing it like this, let's just go ahead and call the calendar, because then you guys will know what officer is present, and that may be a factor as well, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so let's start over. So Kaylee Adrian, you would be ready on that one if you,
That's a TS, Your Honor.
right, but is the officer here?
No, the officer isn't present.
Okay. If you TS, does that mean the officer automatically is not gonna appear?
So when we receive it in, Your Honor, the cases that we have ready for the hearings that is open in magistrate court.
For some reason, you know, I know it's raining, so you going in and out. Say that one more time for me.
I apologize, Your Honor. Are you able to hear me now?
Mhm.
Okay. Maybe I have to just face the computer, so it's probably whenever I turn my head, you're unable to hear me. So the cases that have our TS and has been closed out in magistrate court and is in our office in state court, the officers are not present on that case. The other
Gotcha.
cases that are actually open in magistrate court and there are hearings, then the officers shall be present.
Gotcha. Okay, so we can proceed. All right, so you said hold Daniel, and then the next one.
I'm sorry, 1 second. I just gotta go back to the top.
Okay.
I have Mr. Daniel is out on bond. I don't know if the court has that on their calendar as well.
Bond. Okay.
And I have Nyasha Deal.
Okay.
And I have that OTB as well. I don't need the court calendar. What's that out to bond?
OTB for deal.
Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor. For Lamel Edwards, that is a TS. He has another case that he's in on.
Okay.
Big one.
Say that again.
I have
Oh, Franklin, Kareem Franklin. Okay, all right.
One moment.
And on Mr. Ficklin, Your Honor, that's one that was continued previously, and he's been in jail since November 14th.
November. What's his charge?
Simple battery, family violence, and terroristic threats.
All righty. All right, Ms. Ponder, you can continue.
Yes, I do have that. I don't have him as in custody, Your Honor.
Who? Which one?
For Mr. Ficklin.
Ficklin. Okay.
I don't have him in custody. I actually have it as wanted. I don't know how it got on the calendar.
Deputy, can you tell me if you have Mr. Ficklin, please?
So, Your Honor, when I put it under CPUA, I see that he's flashing wanted. It doesn't say active inmate. When I search to see his confinement date, it say that he's in custody since November the 13th.
Okay, so do you have him, Deputy?
Who was the inmate name? You said Thicklin?
Kareem Ficklin.
I don't have him here, but let me check real fast for you.
All right, we'll come back to that one.
Okay. Your Honor, for Amanda, for some reason, Your Honor, it appears that Amanda Galvin is the same person as Amanda Daniel.
Oh.
So I believe there is an.
Why do you think that?
When I put so when I put it Amanda Galvin under CPUA, it's registering Amanda Daniel is the only person in custody. I don't see an Amanda Daniel on here. I don't know if it's going under as an alias, but that case has been received in our office, but she's being held on a VLP, Your Honor.
Galvin is?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Joe Goss, that case is actually on a jail calendar. It has already been accused.
Okay, accused.
And Mr. Lane, I do have that CR number, but it's already on the jail calendar, and I believe Miss Harvey Williams represents him. Lakeitha Graham.
Mhm.
That case has been received, Your Honor.
Mhm. Mhm.
Sean Harvey, same announcement. Look, Quidra Jackson. That case has been received, but this defendant is in custody on a felony ag assault for a separate issue. The
Okay.
case has been received.
Mhm.
Um, Jerron Jordan, the case has been received.
Okay.
He has two separate cases, but I think only one is on the calendar, but we have both.
Okay.
Look, yeah, if I can just come back for an update on Ladante or Ladante.
Yes. Okay.
If I can just make myself a note to come back.
Mhm.
David Littman. I have Mr. Littman OTB. Mr. Vincent Lott has been received. Same announcement for K-Rod Mahogany. Probably pronounce it Mahoney, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
And Mayo. That case has been received.
Okay.
Christopher
You
Miller.
said Mahoney was received?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right.
Latia Mayo, same announcement. Christopher Miller, same announcement.
Okay.
For Jose Morales Ponce, Your Honor, this is another case that's on the calendar. The defendant was charged with DUI, red light violation, improper lane change, impeding traffic, and Schedule 1 controlled substance of cocaine. The felony on his face, it is a felony on his face. And so the state would just ask for this court to reset it to the felony preliminary hearing calendar.
Right. Okay.
And Judge, do we have the next felony prelim date that would go to?
We can do.
Your Honor, do you want to use February 21st?
Yes, that's the next one we have.
For Mr. Excuse me, for Mr. Gerald Pack, May I continue with the announcements?
Yes, please.
Okay. That case is actually on a jail calendar for today at 10 o'clock.
So
So
it's been accused.
it's been accused, Your Honor, and he's on the
Okay.
jail calendar.
Okay.
For Mr. Larry or Hugh Larry Porterfield Jr., his case has been received. Miss Yasmin Presley, that case has actually been resolved, but she is still in custody on a BLP, but her case was resolved on January the 3rd.
Okay. Okay. So she pled out, or?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor. It's been resolved. But she's just in custody on a BLP on a
Okay.
separate.
And is that a airport case?
I am not sure, Your
Okay.
Honor,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
I don't have the file. I don't.
Gotcha. Okay. No worries. All right. You can keep going.
For Amos Reed, that case has been received. And for Juan Richards, that case has been received.
Okay.
And those are all the cases, Your Honor, to my knowledge, that have been received in our office, and the other cases will be hearings.
And so, did you say Richardson, or you didn't say Richardson, right?
That's Your Honor, this that was start of the hearing.
Okay.
I didn't finish. I didn't know if the court wanted to call the calendar to see whether or not.
Yeah. Ooh. The power. Did your power just go out? I mean, your lights just go out? I think of lightning came and it. Okay.
And the internet is down as well.
Okay. Yeah, keep going until we can. Did we lose? Oh, there you are. Okay. All righty. So I'm going to continue to call the calendar and see where we are. All right. Charles Richardson. Is the state ready?
The state is ready, Your Honor. I apologize.
I'm sorry.
The state is ready.
Okay. All righty. Attorney Lane.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe Miss Dalton from our office will be handling Mr. Richardson's hearing here. I think she was muted. There she is. Are you ready for hearing?
Yes, Your Honor, we're ready as well.
Okay, so this is my question. This person is charged with a tag and driving on suspended license. So by you asking for a hearing, what is that really doing for the client? I mean, wouldn't it be better served to talk to the state to see if you can come up with a bond that maybe the client can afford? so he can get out of jail?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm definitely
we're
able
simply
to speak
just-
with the state.
I mean, I can't
they'd
tell
be
you.
happy to speak with Ms. Dalton regarding Mr. Richardson's case.
You guys can present any potential unsecured judicial releases for the court's consideration. We've got to get, especially, we've got to get some of these people out of the jail that are non-violent, not repeat offenders that's been sitting in jail for a while. We need to get them out. So I'm going to hold and ask you guys speak on that one. Put it as a pretrial. All righty. What about Sergio Riley?
The state is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready as well, Your Honor.
Mhm. And these are all going to be yours, Ms. Dalton?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Shane Smith?
The state is ready.
The defense is ready as well, Your Honor.
Taryn Smith?
The state is ready on that case.
The defense is ready as well.
Joshua Snow?
The state is ready.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Raylan Staples?
The state is ready.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Maurice Waiters?
The state is ready.
The defense is ready.
Jerome Walker?
The state is ready on that
Ready.
case.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
And Jamari Watkins?
State is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready.
Gabriel Williams?
State is ready, Your Honor. William?
The defense is ready.
Eric Woods?
State is ready.
The defense is ready.
Kenya Winch?
State is ready.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
And Tiana Yarbrough?
State is ready.
The defense is ready.
All right, I'll take up the TS issues at the end of the calendar. Let's go ahead and get started on these hearings. So Attorney Ponder, let's just take it in order.
Good morning, Your Honor. I'll be handling the first case, Charles Richardson.
Wait a minute, I hear a lot of static. Whoever's trying to say something is a lot of static.
I apologize, Your Honor. This is ASG with Jimmy King. I'll be handling the first cases that we have up.
You may have to log off and try to log back on.
Okay.
Sounds like I should be saying, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Okay, let me log off.
Yeah, okay, I'll let you right back in. Hold on one second.
Your Honor, this is Deputy Simpson from the jail.
Say that again.
This is Deputy Simpson from the jail. In reference to Mr. Thicklin,
Uh-huh.
He is not in custody.
Okay, great. Thank you very much for that. Is he out? Is he
Okay,
just out to bond?
On our end, it's just showing him not in custody.
Okay.
And Your Honor, the reason why I assume that because when I'm looking at CPUA, it say confinement date of November the 16th, but it doesn't have a release date. So I
Okay.
wasn't sure if that was just an error at the jail, but it did indicate that he was flashing wanted.
Okay. All right.
And Your Honor, Officer Gaskins stated that he was on Richardson's case. Can he be released?
He was on who case?
Richardson?
That's the first case. I believe the court wanted us to conference with Lister and Hope before releasing. So I will ask for the officer to hold.
Yeah, to hold. Yes. If there's an officer on Pack, Gerald Pack, that's been accused. If there's an officer on Corey Atkinson, that's going to be dismissed. If there is an officer on Nathaniel Brunson, that's going to be transferred.
And Your Honor, and if I could I apologize for interrupting the court. Most of the announcement that the state made is if we received him, we didn't ask for the officer to be present.
Oh, okay. All right.
So if the officer is present, it's because we were going forward with the
Gotcha.
hearings. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and start. Richardson. No, I'm sorry. No, Sergio Riley. Hold on. Let me grab my. All righty. Are we ready? What
Yes,
officer is it?
the
Deputy,
state
if
is
you
We have someone on named iPhone. We don't know who that is.
I couldn't change it to it.
and deputy, if you could bring forward Charles Richardson.
Mr. Richardson, one moment.
All right.
Is it also possible somebody could put in the chat maybe the cases that's been accused? Just so I can organize the inmates a little better.
It's only Gerald Pack. And then if you have Corey Atkinson, he's going to be dismissed, so he can go back. If you have Nathaniel Brunson, he's going to be transferred to Superior Court, so he can go back. Goss is accused, so he can go back if you still have him.
Okay, perfect. And I'm grabbing Mr. Richardson.
Hold on, let me make sure there's no one. And then Morales, he's going to be transferred to Superior Court, so he can go back if you have him.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All right.
No, you start right here. It's gonna be y'all to come up here.
They let me know like when, just like that.
No, they'll let you, it'll probably be by the end of today. Not yet. Not yet. Give me a second. No.
Everybody love you, right? We'll put him in the car. Y'all stop. Everybody get in the car.
Go.
All right, now calling them, are we ready to begin?
State is ready.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So now calling the matter of State of Georgia versus Riley Sergio in warrant number 2023 WA18633, simple assault, 2023 WA18634, obstruction. Representing the state is going to be Attorney King. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor. And our officer, he is present, but it appears that he is still trying to connect his audio. It's Officer Singh, P. Singh.
You said surgery.
Okay, well, let's move on to the next one while he tries to figure that out. So we do Shane Smith. Deputy, can we get Mr. Smith? But hold him close by. We're just waiting for that officer to be able to log on.
Okay, and you need Mr. Smith. I got you.
Yes, thank you.
Look, I'm switching in 5 for a second and
And Your Honor, I have an announcement while we're waiting. If I can just make an announcement on Braylon Staples. Did I come back? I know there was some that I had to give the court an update, and I believe this was one for Braylon Staples.
Yeah.
Okay, with Mr. Staples' case, Your Honor, it appears that this case is attached to an aggravated battery, deadly weapon, penal riot, and some other felony offenses.
So it needs to be transferred.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Transfer to
Also, possession of a weapon by inmate. So there are some, and he's being held on.
On who is this? This person? Or are you talking about
Braylon Staples?
Staples. Okay.
He's currently being held on ag assault and false imprisonment.
Okay. All right. So we'll transfer that one.
Yes, Your Honor.
and my apologies, this is Deputy Simpson. Which Smith? I have 2 Smith, Shane and
Shane.
Shane. Okay, perfect.
Your Honor, this is Deputy Wallace.
Your Honor, stepped away. He'll be with you in 1 moment.
Okay, I heard an officer, I think it was an officer ask me a question.
Yes, Your Honor. I was here for Braden Staples. I just wanted to know if it's being transferred, do you still need me or am I going to
What was the name?
Braden Staples?
Staples.
Yes.
Oh, the one no, we don't need you anymore. That's going to be transferred to Superior.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You have a great one.
Thank you.
All right, so we're now calling the matter of State of Georgia versus Shane Smith, charged in warrant number 2022 CW 53984, criminal trespass, 2022 CW 53985, simple assault. Representing the state is Assistant Solicitor King. Representing the defendant is Ms. Dalton. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
There you are. Okay. All righty. And so, Assistant Solicitor King, your witness.
Thank you. Officer Bowling, will you please raise your right hand? Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And will you please state your full name for the record?
My name is Detective Evan Bowling.
And where are you currently employed?
Currently employed at Clayton County Police Department.
And what is your position there?
I'm a detective in CID.
And was that your position on August 29, 2022?
No, ma'am. I was an officer in the uniform division.
Okay. And were you post-certified at the time?
Yes, I was.
And on that day, were you dispatched to 1000 Lake Regency Drive, apartment 2407?
Yes, I was.
And what was the nature of that dispatch?
The victim, Miss Griffin, stated that her boyfriend came over to her house and had kicked open her door.
And so when you arrived to that location, you spoke with the victim?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And did you observe anything while you were there?
I did observe damage to the door frame, like it had been forcefully opened.
Okay. And could you determine about approximately how much that damage may have been to the door frame?
I believe I asked her, and I don't remember the exact figure she gave, but I believe that it was under $500.
Okay. And did she say where she was at the time when this had occurred?
She was in her vehicle, which was parked in the apartment parking lot.
So she had witnessed the defendant kicking in the door?
She didn't witness him come in. He had tried to get into the house, or I guess he came over to drop her puppy off or something, and then he wanted to get inside to get her some belongings of his. She said she told him, "You don't have any belongings here." I guess they argue back and forth. He left. She went out to her car, and then saw him. He came over to the car and started banging on the windows, and she said that she saw him carrying an object in his hand that he, I guess, was not holding previously. She went back to her apartment and saw the door kicked in, or forced in, I should say.
She saw him holding an object in his hand while he was at the
While
car?
he was banging on her car window, yes.
And where was she at the time?
She was in the car.
Inside of the car.
So,
So at any point in time, did she say she was in fear of her safety?
She did, because I guess he was banging on the door and said, it's either get out of the fucking car or open the fucking door. So when she started doing that, that's when she felt very in fear and called 911.
Okay. Thank you, Detective. No further questions at this time, Your Honor.
Ms. Dalton?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, the defense submits to the evidence and testimony.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, the state would ask that this case be bound over to the solicitor's office.
Based upon the evidence presented, I do find there's sufficient probable cause to bind this case over to the state court of Clayton County. That's the order of the court. Okay, did we get that officer? Did he get logged on?
Let me see. It appears that he's still trying to connect.
Hey, Your Honor, I will have our investigator, Chief Walls, reach out to the officer to see maybe if he can log off and then log back in to its audio.
Your Honor, am I good to log off?
Yes, great. Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right, so what about Joshua Snow?
So the officer on that case is Officer Sherry Smith. I don't see her on here. at the time. So we would ask for a continuance to the next hearing.
I have,
You could be logging on in a moment.
yeah, I have that she's,
Okay.
yeah, that's what I have as well.
All right, what about Maurice Waiters?
Let's see, I believe our officer is here. The state is ready on that case, Your Honor.
And Ms.
The
King, do you-
defense is ready as well, Your Honor.
So
you
the
have that file, Ms. King?
I do.
Okay.
all right, can you get Maurice Waiters, please? Deputy, you heard me?
Can you confirm the name? You said Waiters?
Yes, Waiters.
I don't have Mr. Waiters on my list as far as, but let me check real quick.
Okay. Can someone see if he's out to bond?
Yeah, let me see.
Now, Your Honor,
You say he is?
I'm checking now.
Okay.
It is confirmed, Your Honor, Waiters is out to bond.
It is out to bond, okay.
Your Honor, may this officer be excused?
Oh, thank you. All right, what about Jerome Walker?
Officer Killarova, you're excused.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, I think Officer Singh, he's on. I believe he can, he or she can hear us now. I believe so.
All right, are we ready to proceed? Are you Mr. Jerome Walker? Okay. Are we ready to proceed on this one?
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
All right. Yes, Ms. King, let me know when you're ready.
Can I just have one moment, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Mike. My case. I know that the officer was present. Just trying to get some information from my investigator.
Okay.
One moment, Your Honor.
Say that again.
And if the court would, I'm just trying to get that information, so we're just not delaying. If we can do Sergio Riley, I'm just gonna.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, we're playing musical inmates. Deputy, I'm sorry, if you can just hold him to the side for a minute, if we can get Mr. Riley. Sergio Riley.
Say again, ma'am.
I'm sorry, we're gonna go ahead and switch to Sergio Riley.
Sergio O'Reilly.
Mhm.
And I have another update for the court while we're waiting, Your Honor. I believe that, I'm not sure if the court has Jamari Watkins,
Uh-huh.
but I have OTB.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you.
And Your Honor, also for Gabrielle Williams, that case is actually received and accused, so it has a CR number.
You said Gabrielle Williams?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so that's it. All right. All right. Hold on one second. Okay, all righty. Is that Mr. Sergio?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, that's Mr. Sergio.
Okay. Are we ready to proceed on Sergio?
The state is ready. Officer Singh, if you would please raise your right hand.
But okay, hold on. Let me call the count. Let me call the case.
Okay.
All right, calling the matter of State of Georgia versus Sergio Riley. Warrant number 2023 WA18633, simple assault, and 2023 WA18634, obstruction. Representing the state is Assistant Solicitor King. Representing the defendant is Ms. Dalton. Your witness, Attorney King.
Thank you, Your Honor. Officer Singh, if you could show yourself and unmute your mic. Let me see. Officer Singh, can you hear me? There we go. I'm gonna send him a message.
Your Honor, are you calling for a deputy?
Say that again.
I have Officer Singh. He's having a problem logging on. He said he can hear, but he can't get his audio on and video, but he can hear.
Okay. So, Your Honor, we might need to recall this case.
Is he able to turn his camera on?
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Will you please raise your right hand, Officer Singh?
Can y'all see me?
We cannot see you.
Yeah, I need to be able to see you though.
There we
There
go.
we go. All right.
All right. Okay. Let me pull my report back up.
Do you swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
And officer, will you please state your full name for the record?
Prabhat Singh.
Okay. And where are you currently employed?
Forest Park Police Department.
And what is your position with the Forest Park Police Department?
Police officer.
Okay. And were you on duty on November 20th of 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you been post certified for the duration of your employment with the Forest Park Police Department?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and on November 20th of 2023, were you dispatched to Conley Road at Old Conley Road?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the nature of that dispatch call?
We were dispatched to a call of a man that was beating a woman as they were walking near Conley and Old Conley Road. And the radio had told us that the man was wearing camo pants walking towards the shell. That's right there with the split. That's where the split is between the city and the city of Forest Park and the county. So we were I think our dispatch got the call first. So
Call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
Chief Walls and Deputy, you all need to mute your device.
So we got the call of a male that was walking towards the shell. That's where we were all dispatched to. That's where
All right, wait. So Deputy, can you turn down your radio? Or what is that yours? Is loud?
The jail, Your Honor, they need to mute their device.
All right, let me go ahead and mute.
Okay, they muted, Your Honor.
My apologies. Go ahead, officer.
I mean, restart or okay.
Yes,
So
if you will.
So we were dispatched to Conley and Old Conley Road in reference to a male that was beating on a male. That area is right where City of Forest Park and it's Clayton County's jurisdiction, but it is in Clayton County. At that part, we were looking for a male that had camo pants. That was the description given by the victim. Black male with the camo pants. And as we were searching the shell, then we started searching on Conley Road. That's where I observed the male with the camo pants. I begin to, as soon as me and another officer pulled out on him, I detained him to talk to him to see if I was going to be him or not. At that point, as I put the male into handcuffs and I asked him for his ID. Let me see where I was. Okay, I then attempted to place him into. I detained him and I asked him where his ID was, and he says, "You didn't ask me for an I. You didn't ask me for that. Sorry." I asked the male again where his ID was, and he said, "You didn't ask me about it," and I said, "Yes." Again, on everything is on body cam. The male then he said, "Nigga, I don't give a fuck." And then what he did was so as he's detained, he's turned around facing the car, and me and another officer are behind him. And at that point, he turned around like this, and he tried to hit me with his head. That's where me and the other officer were able to move back and push him away. So he didn't actually get to hurt us because it seemed like he was trying to hit his head towards my nose, but I was able to quickly move myself back. And he did come in my direction, but since I was able to push myself back from him, prevented me from getting hurt. And that's when I placed him into my police car. And at that point, as far as the original investigation of the domestic call, at that point, I had charges for him, so I charged him with my charges. We told Clayton County about what we had, and I'm not sure if Clayton County ever went out and did their investigation to the original domestic or not, but they were given his name and date of birth if they had any charges.
Okay. And so for clarification purposes, you advised that you asked for his ID multiple times and he refused to identify himself?
Yes, I asked him at least three times.
Okay. And you believe when he pushed his head back that he was attempting to cause you harm or cause some kind of injury?
He didn't push his head back like this. He turned his whole head around to hit me, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So he turned his whole body. He turned his upper body and then lunged his head towards me.
Okay. And was that person Sergio Riley?
Yes.
The state has no further questions at this time, Your Honor.
Paul?
Hello?
Yes.
Your Honor, the state has no further questions at this time.
I said cross, Ms. Dalton, Attorney Dalton.
Sorry about that, Your Honor. I didn't hear you. The defense submits on the evidence and testimony.
Your Honor, the state. I'm sorry. Go.
Based upon the evidence presented, I do find that there's sufficient probable cause to bind both charges over to the state court of Clayton County. That's the order of the court.
And may Officer Singh be excused, Your Honor? I believe that's his only case on today's calendar.
Yes, he may.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty. What about Eric Woods?
Let's see.
Your Honor, the state is ready on Woods when the court is ready.
All right. Deputy, we're done with Mr. Sergio. If you can bring Mr. Woods, Eric Woods, please.
Go around, Kingston. You said Mr. Woods? I got you. Step in. Here's Mr. Woods.
All right. And so officers, if you would please turn your cameras off until it is your turn to present or to testify, please, until your case is called. And so Siri, who is Siri?
That's Officer Smith, Your Honor.
If you could rename your device, Officer Smith, and turn off your camera. All right. Calling the matter of State of Georgia versus Eric Woods, 2023 WA 71878 and 2023 WA 71879. 78 is public drunk. 79 is terroristic threats. Your witness, Attorney King.
May I begin, Your Honor?
Oh, you're handling this, Ms. Ponder?
I am.
Okay, your witness.
Okay, thank you. Officer Green, may you please unmute yourself and raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm that testimony that you're about to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
May you please state your first and last name?
Name is Officer Brandon Green.
And how are you currently employed, Officer Green?
Field training officer with Clayton County Police Department, the Uniform Division.
All right, and being employed with the Clayton County Police Department, does it give you the authority, do you have arrest powers?
Yes.
I want to draw your attention to November the 14th, 2023, where you in fact employed with the Clayton County Police Department.
Yes.
And did you respond to an incident location at Cedarfield Townhomes?
I did.
And is that location, is that located here in Clayton County?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Did you make contact with a Eric Woods on that day?
I did.
And essentially, did you charge Mr. Woods on that day?
I did.
And what did you charge him with, Officer Green?
Charged him with terroristic threat and public intoxication.
So I want to draw your attention to the terroristic threat. Why did you arrest him for the terroristic threats?
He was over his family member's house and he was drunk. So at that point, they requested if I had him to leave because they wanted him to leave due to his behavior and drunkenness. Once I had helped motion him out the door and explained to him that they just wanted him to leave, he then began to start screaming, acting irate, and making threats to cause bodily harm to them.
Okay, and what essentially, what specifically did he say, if you can recall?
I believe he said he was gonna slap them.
And you indicated that at this point he was outside the residence?
Yes, ma'am.
No further questions.
Attorney Dalton?
Yes, Officer Green, you stated that you encountered Mr. Woods,
Yes, ma'am.
and you stated that you were speaking with him,
Yes, ma'am.
and at that point he began to make threats,
Yes, ma'am.
and you stated that the threats were that he was going to slap them.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you said that he was acting irate.
Yes, ma'am.
And so were you able to understand everything that he was saying?
A little bit. He was drunk, so he was talking with a slur. But
So he
the
was
threats
slurring
was
his
clear.
words.
Ms.
Mm-hmm.
Attorney Dalton, please let him finish his statements.
Yes, I could understand him. He was drunk. He was talking with slurs. It was difficult to hear him inside because he was talking low with slurs. But when we was outside, he was talking loudly. It was clear as day, the threats that he was making.
No further questions.
Any redirect?
Yeah, Sean, just briefly. And Officer Green, did you smell any odor of alcohol coming from his breath?
I did.
And do you know if do you have any knowledge if Mr. Woods lived there?
He's not a resident there. He was just there as a guest.
Okay, and they wanted him to leave, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And when he made those statements, he was outside the home?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no further questions. Thank you.
All right, closing argument, Attorney Ponder.
The state will just rest on the evidence.
All righty, Attorney Dalton.
Yes, Your Honor. In regard to the officer's testimony, he stated that it was difficult to hear what Mr. Woods was saying, that he was acting irate, but he was not able to directly understand what he was saying. Therefore, the state, has not met the burden as far as the terroristic threats.
All righty. All right, so based upon the evidence presented, I do find that there's sufficient probable cause to bind both charges over to the State Court of Clayton County. That's the order of the court.
Thank you, Your Honor. May this officer be excused? Your Honor, may this officer be excused?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Your Honor, if we could, the next person, if we can do Joshua Snow. Detective Smith is currently in training. So we would just ask if the court could call Joshua Snow's case next.
Okay. Deputy, if you could get Joshua, what was his last name?
Snow, Your Honor.
No, if you can get Mr. Snow.
Confirming Joshua Smith.
I'm sorry,
I'm just confirming y'all looking for Mr. Smith
Joshua Snow.
or Snow. My apologies. Yeah, I got this.
Are you Mr. Snow?
Here's Mrs. Smith. Yeah, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Snow, we're starting your preliminary hearing. All right, calling the matter of State of Georgia versus Joshua Snow, 2023 WA 71948 and 2023 WA 71949, giving false name. 48 was obstruction of an officer. Attorney King, your witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective Smith, will you please raise your right hand? You swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, ma'am.
And Detective Smith, were you employed with the Clayton County Police Department on November 16th of 2023?
Yes, I was.
And what was your position with the Clayton County Police Department?
I was a patrol officer for the Sector 2 precinct.
And were you post-certified at the time?
Yes, I was.
And did you respond to the address 1203 Lake Regency Drive on that day?
Yes, I did.
And why were you dispatched to that address?
We received a call from a female who stated that her boyfriend was beating on her. The call was not clear. The address was provided based off of a ping.
Okay. And when you arrived, did you speak to the defendant, Joshua Snow?
Yes, I did.
And did you inevitably end up arresting Mr. Snow on that day?
Yes, I did.
And what did you charge Mr. Snow with?
I charged Mr. Snow with providing a false name and date of birth and obstruction of a law enforcement officer.
And why did you charge him with false name?
I charged him with false name because upon making contact when we first got to the residence, we made contact with Mr. Snow's cousin, Miss Guyton, who stated it was her apartment. She was there with her and her kids. I then stated to her and Mr. Snow the reason for our officer presence. After advising him that, I informed both of them that we made contact with everybody we come in contact with, just in case we would have had to return to that location. At that time, I obtained his cousin's information. It came back after providing it to dispatch. Mr. Snow provided a different name. He provided to officers the name Duffy for the last name, and for the first name, excuse me, I'm trying to read the Darius Duffy, with the date of birth 12/05/1995. When his information was provided to dispatch, it did not return. We then had an officer go to the car and check that information on GCIC, NCIC. It still did not return. He stated that he had never obtained a license in the state of Georgia, or any state for that matter, that he had only been arrested in Texas, at which time he was provided a prison ID. At that time, we called for rapid ID, and after fingerprinting him, we were able to learn his real identity, which was that his name was Joshua Snow.
Okay. And was it the same date of birth?
It was a different date of birth.
Okay. And why did you arrest him for obstruction?
because he hindered our investigation. We informed him that we needed to make contact with everybody that we came in contact with because we were still looking for the gentleman. After speaking to the young lady who made the original phone call, we needed to eliminate him as a suspect, and he hindered our investigation by providing false information.
Okay, thank you, Detective. No further questions at this time, Your Honor.
Cross?
The defense submits on the evidence and testimony, Your Honor.
Based upon the evidence presented, I do find that there's sufficient probable cause to bind this case over to the State Court of Clayton County. That's the order of the court.
Thank you, Your Honor. May Detective Smith be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
We can do Yarborough.
Which one?
Tiana Yarborough.
Okay. Deputy, if you could get Mr. Yarborough.
Can you just give me 1 second, please?
All righty.
Walk the fuck off.
Your Honor, are you waiting for inmate?
Yes.
Can you repeat it? We had an incident.
Miss Tiana Yarborough.
Yeah, bro. Okay.
All right, are you Miss Yarborough? All right, calling the matter of State of Georgia versus Tiana Yarborough, 2023 WA 71938. Before we get started, I am going to have her released on the UJR. unsecured judicial release. She doesn't have a criminal history. If somebody could verify that, from what I have, there's no prior criminal history. She's been in there since November.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm just looking for her file so I can look at her history to confirm with the court. I apologize.
No problem.
Your Honor, it doesn't appear that she has a criminal history. From what I can see, I don't see anything additional.
All right, so I'm going to release her. So based upon the fact I'm going to release her, do we need to have the preliminary hearing?
I don't mean to speak on behalf of Ms. Dalton, but of course, Your Honor, yeah, that's wonderful. If you're gonna give her a unconditional release, unsecured release, then we would waive hearing.
Yeah, I would, and just for record purposes, just due to the nature of the charges, the state would object to an unsecured judicial release, and ask for this hearing to go forward. But also, it appears to be a victim in this case, and although the defendant does not have a history, we have not had an opportunity to prepare or to have any type of aggravation or any type of evidence to present to the court. So just for the record, the state would object to that and ask for this hearing to be held.
Duly noted. Attorney Lane, if you would send over a waiver.
Okay.
I will have her released today, or once she's processed out.
All right, thank you, Judge.
All right, who do we have remaining?
I believe that's everybody, if I'm not mistaken, Your Honor.
Well, I believe we had
the
Terrence
first case,
Smith.
Richardson.
Say that again?
The Richardson case, Your Honor, you said hold or allow the state and defense to speak to the state.
Oh, yes, okay. You guys want to go in the breakout room or?
And Your Honor,
yes?
I'm still showing White, Smith, and Walker. Have we had any announcements on those?
Walker was accused.
Okay. And then Kenya White and Teron Smith.
I believe we announced Freddie for Smith, but I was speaking with my investigator, and he said the officer was on a call, about to get off the call, Officer Tigner. So court would like to hold, but that's what we're waiting on with that. And Garcia has been received.
Is it just me, or can is it difficult to hear Ms. Ponder, y'all, or is it just my computer?
Slightly in and out.
Okay. All right. So Ms. Ponder, would you repeat that for me? I know it's just the weather, I'm sure.
Okay. As far as Walker, that case actually has a CR, so it's been accused.
Okay.
I believe that Ms. Dalton also asked about Smith. It's my understanding that Officer Tigner was on the call and he got a call, so due to an accident, I assume. So I'm not sure if he's coming back. And I was waiting to hear from Chief Walls while we're doing the hearings, but I haven't heard anything at this time.
And that's on Smith?
Yes, Teron Smith, I believe. One moment, Your Honor. Here comes up. And Kenya Welch, I believe that's how you pronounce his or her last name. That case was received in.
Okay. Okay, and so we were holding on Corngay. I marked hold on here.
I'm sorry, what's the
Corngay.
I was trying to see if whether or not this person is still in custody, but we would still be ready, Your Honor. Thank officer, but I wasn't sure if they were still in custody, so I was trying to verify. They are in custody still. So the state would be ready on that case, of course.
On Corngay,
Yes, Your Honor.
the officer is on right now.
Yes, it's the same officer from the first case.
Oh, okay.
From the Richardson case.
Okay. Can we get Mr. Corngay, deputy? LaDante Corngay? All right. This is, hold on one second.
You done too. You want to talk to the judge, right? Yeah. The Lord said
Mhm. All right, this is the matter of State of Georgia versus LaDante Corngay, 2023 WA 71965, DUI, second offense, 2023 WA 71966, no insurance, 2023 WA 71967, driving with suspended or canceled registration. It's Attorney Ponder, you're handling this one, or Attorney King? Ms. King, you're handling this one?
Your Honor, I believe we're looking for the case report at this time. If you could just give us a minute, I apologize.
Okay, all righty.
Officer, Your Honor, we could move forward at this time.
All right, go ahead. You can go ahead and begin.
Thank you. Officer Gass, if you could please raise your right hand. You swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Where are you currently employed, Officer Gaskin?
Clayton County Police Department.
And is that where you were employed on November 18th of 2023?
Yes.
And what was your position with the Clayton County Police Department on that date?
Police Officer Uniform Division.
Okay, and were you post-certified at the time?
Yes.
And on that day, did you come into contact with the defendant, LaDante Bruce Cornegay?
Yes, I did.
And how did that come about?
We had got multiple calls saying it was a car located in a ditch. So I went to that location and observed Mr. Carnegie's car in the ditch and between some bushes.
Okay. And did you speak with the defendant?
Yes, upon my arrival, I thought the car was unoccupied because it was dark and nobody was moving. So I went to observe the vehicle and he had popped out the driver's side. As he popped out the driver's side, I asked how did he end up in the ditch. He stated he didn't know. So upon him talking to me, his word was very slurred and he was unstable. And I asked him, did he have any kind of drinks or anything? He stated yes. He'd been drinking and he lived only up the street. He was trying to make it home. Then when we checked his tags and license through GCIC, the return came back suspended, expired.
Okay. And it appears that he was charged with a DUI. Was any further DUI investigation conducted on that day?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Your Honor, the state has no further questions at this time.
All righty. Ms. Wilson?
Your Honor, that's my case. The defense submits to the evidence and testimony, Your Honor.
Based on the evidence presented, I do find that there's sufficient probable cause to bind all three charges over to the state court of Clayton County. That's ordered before it. Okay. Did we hear Mr. Richardson's case?
No, I believe you were going to give me and the defense time to speak and see if we could resolve that case or come to some type of solution. Officer Gasson is also the officer on that case, so I guess he would need to stay until we can figure out what we were going to do with that case.
All right, let me go ahead and let you guys speak for a moment. What do I need to put in there? Ms. Dalton. Okay.
Harvey Williams. Attorney Hardy Williams, Your Honor.
Okay. And then what about Attorney Mark Lane?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And then what about Ms. King? Ms. King, you
Yes.
need to go in? Okay.
Yes, thank you.
All righty. Is that it?
You need me to mute and close my camera, Judge?
Please.
All right.
Thank you. All right, we'll be on recess for just a moment.
Your Honor, I apologize. If you could put me back in the break room along with Deputy Chief Ponder.
Ponder can just join. And then who was that speaking?
It was ASG King.
Oh, you're already in there. You just need to join.
Let me see. Well, I'm not in there anymore. Okay, join break room. There we go.
Okay.
Thank you.
All righty. We have an announcement.
After speaking,
Oh, go ahead.
after speaking with defense counsel, Your Honor, we did receive the case in. It's my understanding that we're going to get that case accused momentarily, provide that case number to Ms. Harvey Williams or Ms. Dalton. And at that point, there will be a proposed consent order for the defendant to be released, and so that he's not sitting in custody.
Okay. So you guys will present that today?
Yes, Your Honor.
That wasn't too painful, was it?
Nope.
No.
And
Okay. So Richard
we still have
it's gonna be
one more case, or because my computer.
So much. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you so much, everyone.
Cornke.
Who said that? Who said thank you?
That was the jail, Your Honor. Go ahead.
All right.
Oh, okay. Let's see here if I have. So Snow, we did Snow. We did Terrence Smith.
Your Honor, I don't see anything on Teron Smith. Was this one accused?
Wait a minute, hold on. What did I just write? No, I didn't. Okay. Nobody's on here, Terrence Smith.
Yeah, that case will be received in.
It has, okay. All right. Okay, so all the other cases that Chief Ponder has indicated as TS, those cases for purposes of the day is considered accused.
I know we still have Officer Gaskins. He's
He's on which one?
the
Richardson case?
no, the Corngay. Corngay. LaDante Bruce Corngay.
We did that case. And
What happened with that case? I'm sorry, my
PC was
computer.
found. PC was found.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. I think that completes the calendar.
Yes, and Your Honor, may I have a breakout room with the court? It's not like any case related thing.
Okay. All right.
And Judge, just before we wind down, I don't know, revisiting Mr. Brunson, that was going to be the felony transfer with the false statements. And I spoke with Ms. Ponder. I understand their position with once it's a felony on its face, it's got to be transferred out based on their system. I just didn't know if the court would hear us and maybe consider an OR bond for him, given his schizophrenia and his where he could be released to in his mother's custody.
What is his criminal history? Do you have that?
Unfortunately, I don't have access to it. I believe there is a little bit of history, and it's the same.
Hold on, I can take a look at it. Hold on.
I know, Your Honor, he has, for Mr. Brunson, he has he has several offenses, similar offenses to the one that he has been charged with, as far as recent as July 24th, 2023, where he took a plea, and then some other criminal trespass offenses, some drug offenses. That's in Alabama.
So
he was charged with, I don't know what this is, but I don't know how to read Alabama's, but it's charged literal as homicide -997 offenses other Class C felony. There's no disposition for that. It's just she's charged with that.
And Your Honor,
So he has a very low bond. So the family could, unless he has hold, I don't think he does. The family could bond him out.
yes, Your Honor, I believe the problem is he has an out-of-state ID, and the family, at least his sister, who's the one who's most active in trying to get his release, she's in New York. And there is another relative down here, but a grandmother or mother that's elderly, and I think that's part of the problem is that the bonding companies aren't willing to work with them because they don't have the right documentation, and with the and with some of the family being out of state, and with Mr. Brunson having an out of state ID. I guess with the schizophrenia, what'll happen, he'll get arrested and then he'll get released and run away, and they can't find him. And the next thing you know, he's arrested and, back to where we are today.
But Your Honor, I would argue that that's premature to indicate that there's been no evidence that he suffers from any mental illnesses. And I think that because it is a felony, as I was speaking with Attorney Lane, it would be more appropriate for there to be conversations with the public defender's office and the district attorney's office, or with the court. But however, I believe this is a backdoor of a hearing, of a bond hearing. And at this time, I would just argue that it would be inappropriate without being able to really look into the case, or whether or not there is some mental health concerns and things of that nature.
And Your Honor, I would just say,
I'm sorry, we should have had, while we're speaking about him, we should have had Mr. Brunson front and center. Go ahead and bring Mr. Brunson while we're discussing his case, please, if you can get him here.
From reading the report, Your Honor, the false statement is him lying about.
Your Honor, I would object for counsel to go into the facts of the case with the court. As I indicated.
No, Ms. Ponder, I duly noted. Go ahead, Attorney Lane, and tell me what were you going to say?
I was just reading the report, trying to figure out what this false statement was and why it's a felony. And according to the statement, or according to the report, he simply just gave a false first name to the officer, which I've never seen that charged as a felony. It's always, been a misdemeanor in every case I've ever seen.
Yes. Wait, hold on. Just make sure. Right. Okay. Okay, I think you're right, Attorney Lane. So false statements under 161026 says a person who willingly, knowingly gives a false report or information. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. I'm sorry, false statements. Person, so 161020. False statements, a person who knowingly falsifies, conceals, or covers up by trick, scheme, or device a material fact, makes a false, fictitious, or fraudulent statement or representation, or makes use of any false writing. So a person who knowingly falsifies, conceals, or covers up.
I mean, that would seem to be him having to maybe put a false name on an official government document, and that isn't what we have here. He just, according to the officer's report, he just gave him a false name when they asked him who he was.
Yeah, I don't understand why they didn't charge him with false name.
Mr. Lane.
I'm sorry, Attorney Ponder, you can respond.
Your Honor, as I was speaking with Attorney Lane briefly in the breakout room, the code section that the court, when there was the warrantless affidavit actually approved was 16-10-20. And when I looked that up, the statute is a felony. And so because of that is the reason why I was saying that state court does not have jurisdiction over this particular charge. And that's the reason I did not receive the case in, so that it would not delay if Mr. Bronson and family wanted to speak with the public defender's office or the district attorney's office. I didn't want to receive it in and then have to transfer and then it just delay the process. However, when it comes to any kind of mental health argument, although counsel has provided that information based on the communication from the family, there hasn't been anything presented. And the reason why the state had objected to any facts of the report, but more importantly, the fact that this is a bond hearing and the state has an opportunity to prepare for this particular hearing that defense counsel is trying to have with the court. And so that's the reason why the state had objected to any hearings or any facts to be introduced. It'll be.
Okay, I think that it was on the wrong. It should have been 16-10-25 and not 16-10-20. So that should remain in state court and not go up to. Let me read the text.
Well, the reason, Your Honor, when it's just so that the court is aware, when it is a felony on the charge, the DA's office will have to reduce it and send it back to our office. So we wouldn't be able to reduce a felony and handle it here. So that's why I didn't want to receive it in our office, just to send it upstairs and then send it back. And it would just take longer.
What are you asking the court to do?
I'm asking for this case to be placed on a felony preliminary hearing calendar, or for listener Holt and Dennis to reach out to the public defender's office so that they can reach out to the district attorney's office.
Well, or if we had a hearing, I could dismiss it altogether because we couldn't make that case. We could still handle it here. Well, and on the police report, they have it as a misdemeanor. But that's is not. The death by receiving may be a felony.
And it is, Your Honor. It was at the airport when he took someone's luggage and their items out the bag, and it was someone's government property.
And it was laptops, AirPods. All right, so I am going to bind this over to, I am going to transfer this and place this on a superior court calendar. But based on Mr. Brunson's criminal history, Attorney Lane, is he in essence, is he pretty much homeless?
Uh, y- Your Honor, I could check in our file and see it. I wouldn't say so much homeless, but because of his schizophrenia, has in the past run away and become, I guess you could say, homeless, or where they're unable to find him at times.
Yeah, see, I could not issue a signature bond with a history like this, even with his purported mental state. He just has too much going on. There are bonding companies that handle out-of-state bonds. Okay, so let me,